Oh, hello there. Yes, I'm making this and I'm being a little bit of a jerk while I'm making this. But November 18th of this year, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet releases, and I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream, and I would like to see you all there. That's right, November 18th. That's a Friday, 24-hour stream. I will be doing it, and I will be having fun. So come on by, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, do all that stuff, and yeah, we'll have fun. So I'm becoming more and more convinced and more worried that our beloved manga, our beloved Japanese culture is becoming woke, uber woke. And some of the red flags started coming up around this, which I've already done a video on this. I don't have it linked, but I'm going to be doing a video on these other two, one of these articles we're going to be talking about now, but using these other two videos to help justify my fear of that shit's coming to Japan, just to help bolster the point using the headlines, and I'll do videos on them separately. But when Square Enix came out the other day and said that they're going to be focusing more on a global market and Japanese market is no longer sufficient, I started getting worried, because we've been seeing signs of them going insane. From Guilty Gear and these are just some of the new ones. Let's be real. Guilty Gear creator claims he always intended for Bridget to be transgender. The general direction of her story hasn't changed since she first appeared. I know nothing about this. This is going to be a separate video. You get the Japanese Communist Party condemns Dragon Quest series over gender stereotypes and excessive sexism. And last but not least, the article we're based on this time. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles voice actor Yuki Matsuzaki says live-action manga adaptations need to update source material in order to align with modern values. I think the medium that we are all champion and heralding as being amazing is about to come to an end. Our once great nation of Japan is about to go full on commie. Let's get into it, because this, and I'm gonna do videos on these two separately because it's breaking my heart, and to give it as much love and care as I can, because this situation scares me and I don't want to see it go. As anime and manga are beginning to receive more and more live-action adaptations, Japanese actor Yuki Matsuzaki believes it should be a requirement that every such production update their source materials in order to appeal to modern values. Go screw yourself. On October 21st, the actor, whose Western filmography includes roles as Garahing in Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides, Nozaki in Letters to Iwo Jima, and Miyamoto Usagi in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2012. Blew up Japanese Twitter with a discussion of the upcoming live-action adaptation of Satoru Node's best-selling manga, Golden Kamui, retweeting a previous thread of his from April 2018, wherein he urged the film's producers to cast a race-accurate Ainu actor in the role as Asirpa. I have to read this. Matsuki added to his initial thoughts via DeepL not only the casting issue, but the homophobia and transphobia in this work is also quite bad. Fuck off. I'm becoming more and more convinced that our great savior Japan is falling. The whole world will be turned off if we don't update our awareness. When making a live-action manga with such a prejudiced minority image drawn many years ago, he then declared, let's stop mass-producing live-action works that can't be shown to the world for good. I said this in my video where Square Enix left, and I think this is still very true. The reason we love Final Fantasy, the reason we love manga, the reason we love these properties is because they stay true to who they are what they are, and we love them for what they are. They could be something extremely out there, and we'll read them and we'll fall in love with them. And when they get adapted, we want them to stay the same. When you start focusing on this global audience that everybody wants, you can't. Because inherently, you have to change stuff for different regions, different audiences, and different people. Let's take... Disney's the perfect example of this. Disney focuses more on its global audience, less on its domestic audience, and when it does focus on its domestic audience, it wants to give them a pile of crap and a bunch of social things, and then they come out and they say, you can say the word gay, you can do all this stuff, it's okay, Black Lives Matter, gay stuff, yay. And then they say that here, but when then they ship it off to China, when they ship it off to the Middle East, when they ship it off to where they need to ship it off to, they cut out the gay stuff. They cut out the sexualized stuff. They cut out, when they ship it off to China, the black characters. They diminish the black characters. They change everything because their black people aren't accepted in China, because China is actually quite racist. And the Middle East, well, we know what they do to the gay people. So when you start focusing, I'm going to turn this off real quick. When you start focusing again on your global audience, you start sacrificing what makes you you. And that's a problem because these properties are so unique. Now, I know nothing about this Golden Kamui manga. This picture alone makes me want to go check it out because I'm interested, but let's continue. As an example of Golden Kamui's prejudiced minority depictions, Matsuki pointed to the relationship between Yakuza member Kichiro Wakayama and Tatsuya Nakazawa, and described their portrayal as being the stereotypical guy couple who is treated as a joke just for being gay. And every time they show affection for each other, the main character who looks at them coldly is inserted to emphasize the impression that they are strange people to the readers, and further argued. Oh, wait. No, he further argued. I can't read. Presenting another set of panels, the actor continued, the clownish treatment of this gay couple is so thorough that a fake emotional panel appears in a spread in the scene where they fall together in an attempt to save their lover. So wait. Presenting another set of panels, the actor continued, the clownish treatment of these gay couples is so thorough that a fake emotional panel appears in a spread and scene where they fall. What? I need to be able to open this up. I have to see. It won't show me, so. I don't. Okay, so. Dumb question. and people in the chat can correct me. From what I'm seeing here, from some of the things I'm seeing here, is Golden Kamui kind of a comedy? Continue. This gay couple is thoroughly treated as a clown. Then in the text frame, he reveals what is not impressed and consumes the existence of being gay as a joke. Well, I can't read that, so what do you mean? Then in the next panel, he reveals joke. I don't... In other words, he explained, it encourages discrimination. How does any of this encourage discrimination? Seriously. Because are these just... Is this a comedy? Manga depicting minorities that have been published for a long time often contain discriminatory representations of minorities according to modern values such as Golden Kamui. And that's... Calm yourself. Okay. No. So, again, I know nothing about Golden Kamui. My inclination here is that Golden Kamui is probably a comedy. That being said, probably what was shown is fine. You're just mad for no apparent reason. You're trying to come out here and virtue signal and be like, we need to modernize it. And I don't know if Bound Anna Comics gets into it, but I had somebody tell me that something funny happens at the end. He ultimately noted, if such discriminatory representations are reproduced in live-action films, it may lead to new prejudice and discrimination against minorities in the real world. If you change it, then it's not what it is, so you're creating something new that's probably going to be trash. When we want something live-action... You know what? Let's take live-action... Some examples of live-action anime, shall we? Dragon Ball Z Evolution. Garbage. Changed so much stuff that it became garbage. Ghost in the Shell. Garbage. Death Note. Uber woke. Garbage. I think this is the most important one. The live-action Attack on Titan movies. Both of those movies just diverted from the source material and became garbage. When you sacrifice what makes your content, what makes what it is, it becomes trash. I love Gundam G. I talk about it a lot. I have a bunch of reviews. Go check them out. I love Gundam G. And Gundam G knows what it is. It knows that it's a ridiculous Street Fighter meets Dragon Ball Z meets giant fighting robots. It knows what it is, and it enjoys what it is, and I love it for what it is. If they made a live-action Gundam G series, which they're making a live-action Gundam series through Netflix, and I'm terrified. But if they made a live-action Gundam G series, and they decided to make Argo, one of my 3 favorite characters, if they decided to make Argo a trans man, it takes away from who Argo is. Because Argo is a bulky former space pirate who is imprisoned in... It doesn't work. Okay, it doesn't translate well because Argo is this behemoth who fights like a behemoth, and Bolt Gundam is designed for Argo. take Saisaishi. Saisaishi is a Chinese man. Well, Chinese kid. Let's say he's now black. But that doesn't work. He's Chinese. His story is uniquely meant through that kind of storyline. He's this. Let's take Domon and say Domon's Reign. Well, that doesn't work. Because Domon's Domon, and Domon has a story of his own. You see, you cannot change what makes these shows these shows. They are so unique in what they are. And when you come out here and say, hey, you know what? This stuff's all bad. It's discriminatory. It sends a bad message. We need to change it. No. How does that affect the rest of the show? Because let's say Domon, again, using Domon. You know what? Better yet, George. Let's say George is now Jennifer. Are you telling me that Jennifer is now a lesbian? And it cares a lot about honor and everything, but is a lesbian? Because there's a creepy storyline with George, don't get me wrong. But George is uniquely masculine. Chippity is uniquely masculine. These are masculine characters. When you change them up, they're not that character anymore. Unfortunately for Matsuzaki, Japanese manga fans, particularly those of Golden Kamuy, did not share his sentiment. Oh, they do get into it. As such, they soon responded to the actor with criticism of their own. The actor was not pleased with this, as on October 25th, he returned to Twitter to express disbelief that said fans did not take kindly to his disparaging virtue signaling. Oh, really? Really? You got smacked hard. I asked Japanese Golden Kamuy manga / anime fans to publicly call for Anio representation in the live-action film currently being made, exclaimed Matsuzaki. I cannot speak. And guess what happened? They hated the idea. Really? Fans of a property didn't want you to change it for no apparent reason and wanted it to stay the same? Warts and all? They say it doesn't matter as long as Anu girl Asirapa is portrayed funny, he lamented. Sigh. Okay. So, from my understanding, this is more of a comedy-based anime. And you got mad that it's a comedy and wanted to change everything. I can't believe I have to teach people what minority representation is in 2022 and not the importance of it. And not the importance of it? They don't even know the concept of minority representation, he continued, protesting. But then Japan is a country with zero minority representation in media. Question. What are the minorities in Japan? Like, seriously, I'm not trying to pull a fast one here. I'm legitimately asking. What minority groups live in Japan? Other than non-native Japanese groups. Now, I could believe there's gay Japanese. I can believe that. I could believe there's probably a few, T Japanese and people like that. But outside of that, what other groups live there? It's a Japanese country. So, and you guys are very much against a lot of immigration. You're becoming more lenient on it. But with it being uber Japanese and predominantly all Japanese, wouldn't that henceforth mean that if several of the people that watch the show were gay and they liked the funny gay people, does that really matter? Or are you just trying to take something away that they might really like and say, hey, I'm represented in this? You see, here's what these people here's what a lot of these virtue signaling guys don't understand. A lot of people want you to have as accurate as possible to the source material, and that's it. We don't care. And when you start focusing in on the race of somebody and saying, well, it needs to be this, it needs to be that, it needs to be this, you start outing yourself as what kind of ideology you have and what you are as a person, not us. And because there's no minority representation in Japanese movies/TV series, Japanese people are misled to believe that Japan is homogenous country, the actor further cried. It is not. Japan is and has been a diverse country. Its true diversity has been represented in media. What? I say this again. What diversity is in Japan? Other than maybe the LGBT kind. And foreigner. Because again, a lot of Japan stuff is Japanese and people like it for that. Japanese people are so far behind when it comes to the concept of minority representation in media. Matsuzaki argued. Even after I pointed out these scenes in Golden Kamuy are homophobic, they still couldn't get what's so homophobic about. Are you kidding me? What's not homophobic? I don't see it. That's the problem. Even when you talked about it, I don't see it. I don't know what this is representing. I can't fully understand it, and I still can't zoom in on the picture to try to read it. But you say it's homophobic. Give me a proper translated version and let me read it and see it for myself, and let me read the whole thing in context, because who knows, maybe it's quite funny. These toxic and the lack of minority these toxic and the lack of, you mean this is toxic? What? These toxic and lack of this part just is throwing me off. This toxic and lack of minority, maybe this is toxic, probably a typo, and lack of minority representations in media have real life consequences. Oh my god, he's gonna pull the card that we're literally saving lives. No, it doesn't. Stop it. For example, many mixed-race Japanese are treated as foreigners because they're portrayed as not Japanese on media all the time. Representation matters. I mean, what? Mixed-race Japanese, but they're still You're going into areas that don't make sense. Attempting to rally his followers to his cause, Matsuzaki then declared, I know Japanese entertainment industry responds only when there's enough public pressure to do the right thing. So what do you say? Tell at Shuyua PR what you want to see in Golden Kamuy film. Do you want to see Ainu representation, he asked, or you just want silly faces? I'm willing to bet people just said they want silly faces. Eventually, the actor expressed disgust at the current state of Japanese Golden Kamuy fandom, based solely on the fact that they disagreed with his fixation on Asipra's potential Anui casting. This man, these are the sick. Oh, they have it! It's funny! He got destroyed. In an attempt to justify his disdain for the fandom, Matsuzaki presented a poll which saw that only 2,128 respondents, only a mere 3.7%, considered ethnicity to be an important factor and to be an important issue. Conversely, 97.3% believe that the film producers should cast whomever they want in the role, no matter their heritage. Here's the current state. Oh, that's funny. They hate you. Oh. As of writing, the live-action Golden Kamuy film has yet to receive an official release date. that's funny. That has a nice tend to it, but back to the main heart of the thing is this idea of representation and all that, and changing what your story is for no apparent reason other than representation reasons. And this is a continuing trend that's happening in Japan, is these people coming out and demanding this. I think it was maybe a year ago. It was a while back, but you had a bunch of feminists coming out and saying things about Japanese manga and anime and how it needs to change for them. And then you come back to this idea of the Communist Party condemns Dragon Quest. You get Guilty Gear creator coming out and saying trans. And you circle back to this global market that everybody wants to chase. But you can't chase this market. This market is quite literally that magic dragon or the unicorn or the high or the buzz that is completely unattainable. You cannot appeal to everybody. Some people are just not going to like it. And that's fine. And if people are coming out and saying we don't like it and ban it and this and that, you tell them to go kick rocks. That's what you have to do. You have to stay true to what it is. And I am glad that at least this story has a happy ending as of right now. And that people came out in force to defend their property. And I like that. So with that, guys, give me your thoughts down in the comments below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Share it out with all your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.